Corey. Thanks for coming. We're doing a focus group today on retail theft. We're just doing this for research for a class, and it's your opinion, and nobody's wrong, so just say whatever you think. What major retail stores do you guys shop at mostly?
Walmart.
Yeah. Go to the mall a lot.
Yeah,
When I
stores
need
at
to
the
get
mall.
clothes,
CVS.
Alright. What mostly do you guys purchase at retail stores?
Groceries.
Yeah, food.
Oh, basics.
Clothes.
Pretty much anything you need to live.
Do you know anyone that has partaken in retail theft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think it's easy to steal from large retail stores or no?
I would say yeah.
I'd say yeah and no. I heard some places that they're pretty intense with the way they watch you and stuff. Like
I think it really
camera.
depends on like the skill level of the thief and yeah.
Why do you guys think people steal stuff, just like cheap stuff from retail stores like that?
So they don't have to spend their money.
I think it'll. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if it's something cheap, they might think like, oh, well, this is inexpensive, or like this doesn't matter if I steal this.
Or like to get back at somebody, like if they got like, you know, screwed out a couple dollars last time because they said it cost a couple more dollars, they'd be like, oh, well, they owe me this anyways.
I think it really depends on like the person themselves. Like, it could be that person that just gets off on stealing, or it could be something where they don't have enough money for it, and they need the money for something else, so they'll take it.
How do you think that that affects the price in the long run of those goods that are easy to steal?
Not much, because I mean they're making so much of a profit anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, if you're in like a bad area and you get stole from a lot, you know, that could eventually affect like sales and stuff.
Yeah. Do you think it's this is reverse back to a previous question, but do you think it's a money issue, or there's other reasons for people to steal, like a motive, or?
I think money's the biggest factor in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Could be either or too, like if you're with your friends or something, like, oh yeah, steal that, that'll be funny.
And if
peer pressure.
people think they can get away with it.
I was just gonna say that. People think that if they do it once, they can get away with it again.
What changes have you noticed in the security of the retail stores you shop at?
More cameras.
Yeah, I think
Those sensors at the front of the stores.
Yeah, some Walmarts even have people, or Sam's Club actually, that have like people that highlight your receipt to make sure you got everything.
And those random guys that I actually have a friend that works as one of the people that dresses in civilian clothes and watches people.
Secret shopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good segue for this next question. Have you guys ever heard any stories about mystery shoppers?
Yeah, around the holiday times and stuff. Definitely.
What do you guys think about that? You think it's a good idea for stores to do that, or?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I don't think I ever spotted one. I think that's the whole thing about it. But I don't know. Like, so I think that would sway more people. I don't know.
You think that people knowing that they do have mystery shoppers will not make them try to steal as much, or?
They're just like going to a corner where nobody is.
Yeah, they'll get past.
They're doing it in front of someone else.
Yeah. What are the examples of products that you think are the easiest to steal at like a Walmart or a big retail store?
Smaller stuff. You know, you have a big jacket on, you just like put it up there.
I think it also goes back to the skill level.
Looks like I did
Like, depending on what they can do and what they can pull off.
Yeah.
Because my mom had told me about this guy that she was treating at the physical therapy place, that he had stolen, over a year's time, he stole $300 worth of DVDs.
Really?
Yeah, because it was just that easy.
Wow. You think it's easier you think it's harder to steal like electronics and stuff like that though? Dude,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's sensors on there, whatever that beep might be.
Yeah, I think the electronics are definitely the hardest. I I usually when I know some people that steal, I guess, but it's usually more like clothes and stuff. Like I think that like I know some girls that say like they steal like a bra or something from the mall. I don't know, whatever girls want. Or blouse.
If say you were to steal, or you knew someone that steal, or if you owned a store that someone stole from you, what penalties do you think should be implied if you are convicted?
Maybe like a fine or something, or probation from the store. Because I wouldn't want that person coming back if I in the store.
Big
Yes.
If you say you own a retail store and people steal from you, what do you think the penalty should be?
Yeah, probably a fine. Yeah, pretty much ban it from the store. Nothing too. And depends on
What it was
yeah,
stolen.
what was
Yeah.
stolen. Yeah. And if how I don't know if you confronted them about it, like I don't know how they responded. Because if they were gonna act like it wasn't a big deal, then you could take it to the next level, like call the police and stuff. But if they're cool to give you your stuff back, you just say, pay a fine, and don't come back to my store.
Yeah. How do you think retail stores can prevent theft, or what procedures they can take to prevent it?
More cameras maybe, or more of those little stickers like inside the bottle or whatever. That beep as you go out.
If anyone has any stories about anyone you know that has stolen something or gotten caught, or you've seen somebody get caught, but don't use any names.
Well, last year when I was leaving Walmart, we watched this lady steal a winter coat, and they held her there until the police were coming to get her. But all she kept saying was that she was taking it for a Christmas present because her kid didn't have a winter coat, and that was her reason for taking it out of the store.
How did she try to steal it? She just put it on and walked out?
I actually think she just put it in her bag and just walked out the door. I don't know. We only saw the end of it, so she was just standing in the corner with all these workers around her. But yeah.
You know what happened to her, or what
No,
they said?
we had to go. So I know the police were on their way. They were pulling in. So
That's crazy.
Alright, and I used to work at a grocery store back at home, and this guy actually ran out of our store with $80 in food, and the sensor went off, and then he jumped in the car, and his buddy was there waiting for him, and I ran out and I got the license plate number, and I guess they caught him, so.
Okay, I don't know if this works because I've never tried it, but one of my friends told me in Walmart if you place a case of pop or something like that in the bottom of the cart, and if they don't see it and they don't actually scan it or anything, it doesn't go off when you go out the door. So
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Actually, one of my friends worked at Abercrombie, and she said that one of the things that people used to do when they steal was to take tinfoil and put it in the bag, and then it would interfere with the sensors so that they could actually get out of the store with all the stuff.
Whenever I worked at CVS, these kids always used to come in with coats and steal stuff and put it in there and walk out, and my manager knew about it, and everybody watched them, and it got to the point where he made the kids take off their jackets before they started shopping there.
My dad actually works as a vendor for Pepperidge Farms, and I'm assuming, my friend told me that over in the grocery section of Walmart, there's less cameras, and I've worked with my dad before, and you always find just little things, just little packages that have been ripped open, thrown behind the bread, or behind the cookies and stuff, and it's, or even the people that come by, open a loaf of bread, and walk around the store with it and eat it.
Really?
Or goldfish and eat them, or cookie, and then they just put them back. They just set it somewhere, and they walk out. I think at that point it's kind of pathetic.
Yeah. Alright, well, thanks for coming. That's all we have.